Hi, I'm Ashura, and today we are embarking on the Torghast storyline of the Bastion Covenant campaign. I have a feeling the storyline's going to be kind of mechanical and killy, so we're going to skip all of that, and we're going to go straight to the story, although I have a tendency to get distracted, so we'll see how that works out. But before we do that, before we actually start the Torghast storyline, there's still a few Covenant quests here that I wanted to pick up, and I was skimming them because they have a bit of lore in them. So
speak, mortal.
Our ascended fly across Bastion with ease, ensuring safety and prosperity across the realm. Long ago, we established a network of anima gateways to help our aspirants, Goliaths, and stewards traverse our realm more quickly. Go forth and activate the network once more, so that you too may be wherever you are needed in the mere blink of an eye.
Disciplined in all things.
Oh, those are like the ones outside of Heroes Rest. Fascinating.
Gaze upon my wares.
It has been many eons since the anima gateways were active. I'm not sure I want to do this quest right now, but no longer must you take a Larian across Bastion, Mawwalker. With our gateways active once more, you shall enjoy instantaneous travel wherever you are needed. Do note that you must still utilize a Larian to return to Oribos or travel to the other realms. Give it a try and see for yourself.
Use it well.
I guess I can just... Nice! See, last video I totally dumped on the Kyrian. I was like, you guys have wings and you have a transportation... transportation network. I was like, there's no need to be that lazy. But, I'm a mess. The quest explaining it's for the aspirants and stuff makes a lot of sense. Unburden movement speed increased 300%. Okay.
I await your offer.
In time, we may open new destinations for our gateways. Havis can direct you further.
I await our next meeting.
Alright, cool. I think I also still have the mission table to unlock. And like 20 million other quests. I don't know what they are.
We stand together.
As Kyrian, we are responsible for ensuring that every last soul that enters the Shadowlands is sent to their appropriate eternity. However, our eternal charge does not end in Oribos. There are countless matters in the Shadowlands that need attention, far more than any one of us can handle. That, my friend, is where I come in. Consider me your eyes in the field. Allow me to demonstrate with a simple task so that you may both reap the benefits of my services.
Our unity gives us strength.
Dispose of the detritus. A small number of skeletons have run amok in the bone pits. Disposing of them should be a simple task. I feel like mission table lore is very underrated. Alright, I think I know what I'm doing. Actually, there we go. Because there's a lot of interesting lore bits in missions. Like, I know in the Death Knight class hall, there were missions where you had to retrieve people from the Shadowlands, one of which was Admiral Dalen Proudmoore. Well, you don't have to retrieve, you had to retrieve, like, an essence of his shade, or something or other. Like, a piece of his soul, essentially. I think, oh, I forget her name. Starts with an N. It's on the tip of my tongue. One of the soul priests in Alternate Draenor. And that also was a huge thing, because people were like, oh, she's from Alternate Draenor, but she's in the Shadowlands. Which is a whole rabbit hole of its own.
We are stronger.
You
for
see,
your
my mortal
presence.
friend, it truly is that simple.
The Paragons were right about
Alright,
you.
no. We have things to do. There's one more quest on here, and I don't know what it is. We haven't even actually started the Torghast storyline.
You seek guidance?
Oh. Souls continue to pour into the maw, circumventing the natural order of the Shadowlands. The jailer denies these souls their rightful eternities. Only you, Mawwalker, can set things right. Return to the maw and save all that you can.
Together we are strong.
Alright. Well, now... we're gonna go to Orabobo.
We will face
I have dire news,
whatever
Ashura.
comes.
The bond to your covenant is growing stronger, Ashura. Good. The power lies within you to venture into Torghast and rescue our allies. You saw Bane Bloodhopeful assisting the broker in the maw. Perhaps this Ve'nari knows a way to breach the jailer's tower and find the chieftain. When I peered into Torghast once before, you stood at my side. I believe that connection will allow me to see through your eyes as you navigate its torments. Seek out Ve'nari and request her aid, Mawwalker.
The balance must be restored.
Okay. I'm excited though, because I really like Ve'nari. Yeet.
Do you feel the maw tearing at your mind? Torghast, huh? Once I told you that your friends were being held inside, I knew it was only a matter of time before you came to me for aid. Because I was able to anticipate your request, it just so happens I have already acquired a portal device that leads into the tower. I will dispense with the usual warnings and disclaimers, as your unique combination of courage and foolhardiness would render them moot. Do not ask how it was obtained. Simply consider it a gesture of goodwill that you are now obligated to repay. I look forward to our future transactions, Mawwalker.
See, isn't that sus? Don't ask how it was obtained. We're just putting ourselves further in her debt, because there was something that happened last storyline where she was like, okay, you owe me, and now this, you owe me ×2. And how does she just, she's chilling, you know? She is not concerned whatsoever. I mean, obviously she has rules and a system and everything, but she knows how it all works. I don't... Well, Mawwalker, what are you waiting for? I dare not step inside that accursed tower myself, of course. While I cannot tell you exactly where your comrade is being held, I offer a gift to assist you. Use it inside Torghast. It should take you somewhere near your missing ally. Bane Bloodhoof was his name, yes? Either that, or you'll end up trapped within the tower's ever-shifting halls for all eternity. But those are the risks one must take, I suppose. Best of luck. The will of the Arbiter is mysterious to all.
Discover more secrets.
Is it, though?
Then we can talk.
Alright. Take the attuned shard to the Wayfinder and see where it leads. I love Torghast! When infused with an attuned shard, this device can open hidden pathways within the tower. Arcoban Hall? Still you continue? Very well. The scavengers will feed on your essence. Can we talk about how, like... Why is this part of Torghast underwater? Where's the water coming from? Where is there water? Like, what? I mean, it's Torghast, right? It literally, like, defies any sense of reality, so I guess that doesn't matter, but... The invader finally steps foot into my stage. Let us begin.
Place of torment.
As you stare at the object you found, you sense it may lead you to another part of this wretched tower. Perhaps Ve'nari may know more of its purpose. Bane, this is the second time I've had to rescue you.
Champion, I saw you escape before we were recaptured. Do you have the means to take us out of the maw?
3 anima short. Alright, I guess that's it.
Have you come to trade? Or to waste your breath?
This was carried by one of the jailer's more powerful guards. Do you know what it does? I do, and I shall tell you after you see to it that your friend there is in Oribos. Come back to me once he is safe.
Procure something of that.
That's fair. Also really funny that that's actually...
Waystone. I hope your presence allows me to travel through it as well. I will stay close. May the Earth Mother guide our path.
See, I was gonna use my Hearthstone, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I like that she has dialogue for that. She's like, nah, man, come back. Like,
the Waystone worked. What a remarkable place.
oh, Bane. You found him.
Whatever comes.
Finding Bane was no easy feat, but you braved the horrors of that tower and succeeded. Well done. But I fear your work is only just beginning. Bane is safe, but our other allies are still prisoners of the jailer. They remain in grave peril. Torghast is a constantly changing place, shifting according to the will of its master. It may be impossible to track them through normal means. Enter its cell blocks and see what information you can find. Seek any clue that might lead us to our missing friends, and bring it back to me.
Much has been asked. More will be required.
Okay, back to Ve'nari, I guess.
You honor me with your attention.
Mawalker, allow me to introduce myself. I am Varain. I deal with assets and liabilities for Cartel V. I have heard that you are able to freely travel between Oribos and the Maw, a place of great interest to my cartel. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions about it? You will, of course, be properly compensated for your time and information. They are the most valuable of commodities, after all. Well, you see, I made a deal, So,
Fortune and
Oh my
wealth
God.
to you.
I like to keep quests.
Tell me what you need, my friend.
I appreciate your willingness to provide us with your knowledge of the Maw. Question 1. Is it true that the jailer's forces have grown in both strength and number? Yes, the jailer's forces have grown more powerful since Denathrius's betrayal. Ah, so it remains quite a dangerous place in which to conduct business. That leads to my next inquiry. Question 2. Do you find it challenging to survive amidst the oppressive and unceasing horrors within the Maw? I eat monsters like the jailer for breakfast. Ever heard of the Burning Legion? Oh my god. Of course, that brings me to my final question. As you have braved the Maw, has Ve'nari proven to be a valuable ally to you? Before you answer, you remember that Ve'nari specifically told you not to mention your arrangement to anyone. Yeah, who's that? Who dat? Oh, I'm sure you're quite familiar with her by now. There is no way a mortal like you could survive an excursion to the Maw without her assistance. Tell me everything about your dealings with Ve'nari. If she has chosen not to return to Oribos with you, then she will have questions to answer as well. That is true. I didn't realize she could probably go through the Waystone with us. I just don't know who.
Please, do see me again.
I see. How unfortunate. A word of advice, Mawwalker. Be careful who you trust, especially within the Maw. I'm deeply concerned. This is being set up in such a way to make us sus Ve'nari. Like, she was kind of suspicious from the start, and now she's... there's so much mystery going on. Being in this place where you just have no idea what anything is, so new to it all.
Ah, my new partner.
Oh, those
Let
are
us see
dailies.
how long you last.
Okay, well, first the key. I believe this is a key of sorts to a chamber within Torghast. Search the antechamber for a device that will accept it. Where it leads after that, I could only speculate.
Return only if you must.
Cartel V was asking you questions about me? I'm flattered. Make sure you never tell them anything. Ever. Come, there's work to do.
Do not draw the jailer's eye.
I've discovered that one of the jailer's inquisitors is attempting to devise a method to track my movements. Clearly, that is a problem for me, and by extension, it is a problem for you. The Inquisitor has risen to the top of my list of potential threats. In the past, I would have had to deal with him myself. But now, I have a business partner. Put an end to him, yes? And if you can, determine exactly how he intended to track me.
Rule 4. Maintain a list of those who might wish to end your existence. Do not flatter yourself. Your presence on this list is among the least of the Mawsworn's functionaries. At the top of my list is an Inquisitor. His position has risen. I would be most generous were his existence to cease by your actions.
I'm on her list. I guess worth reading the dailies. There are many powerful lieutenants among the Mawsworn, but there is one who is particularly important to the jailer. Far beneath a tremaculum lives the jailer's prime interrogator, Grathalax. Power is fed to him via conduits throughout the area. His role is to make the process of anima extraction more efficient. His methods are unkind. I believe we would both benefit from the end of his existence.
I will detain you no longer.
I don't like making these sacrifices, but I'm making them. Okay.
I trust you are not followed.
I have a task for you, Mawwalker. Souls deemed suitable for service among the Mossworn are broken down to their barest essence. The resulting creature forms a black shade, devoid of all individual will. It is a tragic end. I wish to better understand this process. What is it about a soul that causes this transformation? Fragments of broken souls rain down across Ruin's cradle. Bring me some of them so that I might learn more about our common adversaries.
Trust not what you see in the mall.
I don't... I think this one's technically a part of it. Okay. We'll start with the key. And then we'll brave them all. As you place the key into the device, it shudders for a moment and begins to unlock. Oh, the Runecarver! I haven't actually been in this room yet.
I remember you.
Who are you? Have you come to extract more of my memories? I'm afraid there aren't any useful ones left, save for the memories of my imprisonment. Or perhaps you're here for something else.
Safeguard your soul, mortal.
Do I know you? You don't look familiar.
Within these halls lie horrors beyond imaginings. Something else. A mortal. No. Yes. A mortal walks the maw all the way to my prison to save me. To use me. I was used by him. The jailer. Used to make oh, my memories. Did you take them? No. He took them. Used me for his purpose. Then left me here. Bereft of memory for how long? It matters not. Time, after all, is not a construct of death. More Walker. You come, you go. To free me? Perhaps. To aid me, yes. To aid me as I aid you. Fate, you see, has bound us.
I guess worth mentioning the very popular theory going around that the Runecarver is in fact the Primus. And details of the theory aside, in the earlier versions of Maldraxxus quests, which I never finished, but I did the first maybe 3 storylines on Alpha, I don't remember the exact line, but when you did the quest where you got the sword from the stone, you would hear the Primus's voice, and they changed it, because originally he said something about time, or one of the quests did, I don't know, you'll see it here on the screen, somewhere. But, essentially the Primus wasn't like a prophet per se, but could kind of see into the future, or like, he's a master strategist, right? So the idea was that he could predict exactly what would happen. And so he says this line, time after all is not a construct of death, which may be why they removed it. But I think that just evoked a connection for me, because I've seen this theory around pretty popular, especially Fate, you see, has bound us. Like, what if this is just a long con? What if this was like Endgame style, where he was like, okay, there's only one way I'm gonna get out of this, and that's getting imprisoned, losing my memories, and then this Mossworn that I have incidentally created a rune blade for and put in a stone will get that rune blade and then eventually come to me. So the rune blade, I assume, would be significant. I mean, it should be, right? If it just stayed in Maldraxxus, that'd be kind of... But... Oh, everything's coming together.
I will aid you as I can.
You could be the key to my freedom. Will you help me, mortal?
Go carefully into the darkness.
If you can retrieve my memories, I can help you. At least I believe I can. Then perhaps we can help each other.
The past is a shattered mirror.
Alright. More Torghast.
I must get closer.
Oh, thank God. Soulforged blueprints. God, I see an item that says Malwar. As you scan the documents in your possession, you realize that they outline the horrific methods by which souls can be forged into armaments. Ve'nari would be intrigued by this. Fallen Adventurer's Cache. Ah, I got a sword. This fragment of a sword still emits sparks and puffs of smoke, but its once fiery blade has been utterly quenched. Alright. Back we go, I guess.
Find anything of interest, Moorwalker?
Raw materials must be hard to come by in the Maw. It does not surprise me that the jailer's weaponsmiths would need to be resourceful. Perhaps the knowledge recorded in these blueprints should remain a secret.
Discover more secrets. Then...
We must.
Have you found what was taken from me? It's been an age since I knew anything other than the contours of this hellish prison. Thank you, mortal. Now to aid you.
Beware the jailer's eye.
Yes, I begin to remember. Power. Power with a purpose. That is what I can offer. Runes. Runes are the key. I've recalled some of them, but to infuse them into your equipment, I require my hands. Well, one hand would suffice. Both would be better. Find a way to free me from my bonds, mortal. Then I can offer the power you seek. After that, freedom. And perhaps the downfall of the one who bound me.
Do not lose yourself to despair.
Am I talking to Ve'nari? I guess she's like a good go-to for when you just have no idea. Yeah. This is gonna put me more in her debt, isn't it?
I have limitless time. You do not.
Breaking a prisoner's chains? I'm not sure I know how that could be done, unless it's dangerous. But I believe there may be a way. First, you'll need a vessel to house anima and a way to expel it. I happen to possess such a device, which I'll be pleased to give to you. For a price, of course. You recall Zaval's cauldron, I trust? The denizens there were forged in unholy fire. Assuming their anima is of a similar nature, it should be able to melt even the metals of the tower. With my device and their anima, I believe you can achieve your goal, Mawwalker. Purchase an anima suppressifer?
Will that be all, Moorwalker?
This hurts.
Discover more secrets. Then we can talk.
Okay. You know... I've realized, and obviously it makes sense because each realm has like very specific anima. Like it's all attuned, and obviously because it's based off of like, not your life force per se, but kind of specifically you. I guess it would be your life force, in a sense. And so in the Ardenweald Covenant campaign, when you had to cure the curse, she was like, well, at least it's attuned to like the caster of the spell, because the caster was one of the Spriggan. I haven't really thought about that. I just was kind of thinking of anima as a one-size-fits-all, but that's not true. Like, you probably sometimes have to find very specific anima in order to fill certain needs, which is kind of inconvenient. Although it hasn't been yet. It just seems inconvenient.
Do you feel the maw tearing at your mind?
Were you able to acquire the anima? Your success continues to impress, Malwalker. Though I admit such feats are becoming less unexpected as I come to know you more. This ought to be enough to break the bonds that hold your newfound ally. Ve'nari pauses for a moment. Before you do so, I offer a word of warning. No creature imprisoned in that place should be trusted. Tread carefully, mortal. After all, it would be a shame to lose so valuable a business partner.
Trust not what you see in the maw.
Just when you think she cares, she's like, but... my business? I'm actually really curious who she's trading with, though. Because if she's not, like, technically part of Cartel V, she's somehow escaped them.
What have you found?
I found a way, but we only have one shot at it. Ooh.
Yes, yes. Bonds weakening.
Rip.
A taste of freedom. A place to start.
It just occurred to me his hands are literally spiked. I don't think... Is it in the chain? I can't tell. That's rough. Had I not known that he's just here to give me cool legendaries, I would have been like, ooh, okay, I'm scared.
Fate has brought our paths together.
Freedom of a sort. Yes. This is good. You have my thanks. What was it you wanted? Ah, power. Yes. Very well then.
Beware the jailer's eye.
Your first step towards obtaining the power is to retrieve... this is like Khadgar levels right here. Retrieve something. Don't know what.
The path
Just something.
is a shattered mirror. Such power, there is a price. The ashen remnants of souls lost within this tower. Yes. Ascend, mortal. Acquire what remains.
Well, that's the second storyline. I have a ton of Maw dailies to complete, which I would actually probably also like to include. Especially Ve'nari storyline, but I think I may just do that separately. And go run Torghast 20 million times. It's okay, Torghast and I have a close relationship. So I'm pretty sure I've done the Trial of Ascension storyline. That's the one I did on beta. Most of it. It bugged out at the end, but I did most of it. But I'll do that next. And that's pretty much it. I don't know, I like this. There's a mystery, it's coming together. I have no real concrete thoughts about it because we're still so early in. And this is kind of stuff I've all seen already. Not like I've done it, so I didn't know the specifics, but like I've known about the Runecarver theory. I've known about Ve'nari, kind of. So, well, that's part 2 of the Bastion Covenant campaign, which had more to do with Torghast than it did Bastion, but we are here for lore and abstract, and we're getting a ton of it. So, I'm excited to see more. Until next time, I'll see you then. Vesiphane's Vicious Vesper. Say that 3 times fast. Vesiphane's Vicious Vesper. Vesiphane's Vicious Vesper. Vesiphane's Vicious Vesper. That's what I thought. You can't fool me, Torghast. Oh, just when I thought I knew better. Ah, there's another one. I just keep thinking Syndragos' line, pain and suffering are all that await you. Ah. I can't believe I did not aggro that one.